Just really quick insight about me wanting to help people with healing in every way, people, places, and things of this realm and not of this realm. Ever since I was, I want to say, 7 or 8 years old, I've always wanted to be able to physically heal people from any type of virus, sickness, disease, ailment, abnormality, um, mal mutation, all sorts of things since I was a child. So I actually try to have this come into manifestation. I do different types of rituals, different types of prayers, different types of petitions, and different types of mudras and things like that. I actually am attuned in Reiki. Okay, and I do perform that on a regular basis, not just to people, but all different types of things, distant Reiki as well. So there's a lot of different things that I use. I use different sigils, I use different types of runes, I use different types of names of God and things like that from the Kabbalah, with the Q and not the K. But that's just a quick rundown of how I actually want to go and do this for people on a physical, spiritual, interdimensional, cosmic level, however that may be, whenever it can occur, for whoever or whatever it is that I am meant to do that for. Okay, I'm gonna try to make this as quick as I can. This video is in reference to the items in front of me that I am using for a person in my family that's in their 80s that is going through cancer. They didn't tell anyone for about 2-3 years before they were having issues that they had cancer. Okay, and these products that I have in front of me have been helping them with the shrinkage of the tumors that they have, which is they're not supposed to be living right now. Like, they're 80 years old. You know how older people are when it comes to having cancer and things like that, especially if it's prolonged without any treatment. But they are getting chemotherapy. But when it comes to doing chemotherapy, I had them to start with doing sodium bicarbonate for the simple fact that sodium bicarbonate helps prepare the body for chemotherapy if needed. Hopefully you don't need to have any. This particular sodium bicarbonate was created by an individual that was going through kidney failure. So he came up with the idea of mixing the Moringa ophelia, which is an African tree, and lemon. So there's moringa in here and lemon. So this is a user guide, and it also comes with a QR code that you can look up the actual different recipes on how to mix these for different purposes. Like, I was even giving sodium bicarbonate to my dog. And it's really good for animals also too. But other than that, this also helps to alkaline the body in a way where the cancer doesn't want to grow, because cancer loves an environment that's acidic. So if the body is more acidic, it gives a way for cancer to thrive. So if you do things like eating an alkaline diet or using alkaline products and things like that, you can actually minimize the growth to a certain state with the proper ingredients to go along with it, not just by itself a lot of the times, depending on how aggressive certain things are, such as pepperine, which is this here. Pepperine actually intensifies the holistic properties of a lot of different things that we do holistically. So if you use turmeric, it will intensify that turmeric 2,000 times its normal potency. Okay. You can get all these products on Amazon. So I mix this with the sodium bicarbonate, and then this wakame. Wakame is a seaweed. This is how it looks when it's dry. These little pieces expand very large once they are reconstituted with water. So all I do is I mix them in a bowl with distilled water. I want to say deionized water. I use that for my aquariums, but distilled water and a cap of lemon juice. Okay, so what that does is the water needs to be hot to the point where it's not boiling, but it just cooks enough so if there's any bacteria, it actually eliminates that. And then, as well as the lemon juice, and sometimes I even put a cap of Bragg's apple cider vinegar in there also too. Once it reconstitutes, I go ahead and strain that off into some cooler water to cool it down and stop the cooking process, because if you overcook any type of organic thing, it takes away the nutrients and the vitamins and the minerals in it if you're using it for a holistic use. Okay, so this is usually used for when you make miso soup. I love to make homemade miso soups and things like that. So I bought this also for that, for that purpose also. But once I reconstitute it and then I rinse it off, I put it in a dehydrator to dehydrate it back to a dry state. And once it goes to a dry state, I can go ahead and put it in a coffee grinder to make it into a powder, a really, really fine powder. Okay, and then all this is going to make sense in a minute. Once I do that, I also mix in tart cherry extract. Tart cherry extract is good for a lot of different things. Tart cherry also has melanin in it, and tart cherry is really good for a number of different health properties, and I'm going to put those together in just a moment in some slides so that you can see what that looks like on the internet better than what the video is going to cast from the camera. And then this is some organic green banana flour. You necessarily don't have to do this, but green organic banana flour is good for good growth of bacteria in the gut, good bacteria growth, which also helps to strengthen the colon wall so you can have better absorption of the foods that you digest. As well, it helps to burn fat and things like that. It has a lot of different things. I have one of my neighbors. I make her tablets for these. I just gave her some today for her. She's diabetic, and I juice for her also too, just about every other week, and she's having great results. So I just mix all of these things together here. So all of those things I just told you about is all located here, and these are the capsules. These are 00 capsules, which actually is about, 4 of these equal a tablespoon. So all you have to do is unscrew these caps. But first, I usually spray my hands with some alcohol. Okay, and then to the side, makes it easier to scoop, and then you're just going to fill like that. Okay, they're all full, and then you just bring them together, and that's your tablet. I have 4 of them here because I'm actually going to take these. I haven't taken any today, and I've been using these for quite a few months. I've been using myself as a guinea pig also too before I gave them to my family member, like I said, that's going through cancer therapy. This fell. This is another one. The translation of this word, it's from India. You can get all these products on Amazon. It's called devil's spine. This helps with bone and joint health, inflammation, and parasites, and a bunch of other different things. I mix all these different things together, and it's all here in this container. All the products that you see before you are all in this container. And I'm going to put in some information from the internet so you can see better in different slides once I get this video together, so you can see what they look like, and hopefully you can get this together for you. Okay, so this is what's talking about the sodium bicarbonate, the National Center for Biotechnology information. So I'm going to make this as quick as I can because the video is already going to be over 7 minutes. So basically, sodium bicarbonate helps to inhibit the growth of tumors, as well as prepare the body for chemotherapy so that you don't get the chemotherapy sickness that comes from that if you were an individual that needs to actually have chemotherapy. There's some other articles here. Okay, this is some works cited information where you can get more insight and knowledge as to all these other things that they have going on here, and more information about taking sodium bicarbonate for the purpose of cancer immunotherapy. Okay, now this is the devil's spine plant that I was talking about. So this helps with bone health. It also promotes digestion. It also helps with inflammation. But when it comes to bone health, it may promote the growth of bone cells, contributing to overall bone strength, reducing inflammation. It also has other properties, anti-inflammatory, heart health, as well as for wound healing, and then menstrual cramps as well. So you can do more research on this particular plant as well. Now, these capsules here, these particular Pullian caps are made from a fungi, and they also help to deliver anti-cancer medications to the actual site of where the cancer cells may be. It helps to encapsulate those items that are placed inside of these capsules that I just showed you in the previous part of the video. There's more research here that you can do. Okay. This is here what I Googled, so then that way you can find more of this particular information exact. Now, I have been getting some prompts to look certain things up in the middle of the night. So when I get up, I just Google things, or I try to look things up the best way I can if I'm not using Google. So I've been trying to figure out for the longest the vibrational frequencies of different functions of the body, different vibrational frequencies of organs, different vibrational frequencies of organisms, of cells, of DNA, all different sorts of things. So everything does have a vibrational frequency that has been measured. There's a specific website that I did find, but it's hard for me to find it now to show you. But it had a list of every single thing that you would even dream of that has a vibrational frequency. Everything that is of manifested form has some sort of vibrational frequency. So skin cancer itself has a vibrational frequency of its own. And binaural beats could help if you allow yourself to go into that state of mind to where you allow those binaural beats to work in this manner. Okay, I also use binaural beats. I've been using binaural beats, I want to say, since 2008 or 9, and I have found them to be very useful and beneficial in many different ways, used properly. Of course, everything has to be used properly, and you have to be in the right state of mind in order for them to work for you as well. Okay, so the Wakame seaweed anti-cancer properties stated before, make sure that you know exactly what's in every single thing you're going to be taking for the purpose of holistic help, as well as medications that you may receive if you need them. Okay, we're not hoping for it, but at the same time, iodine can overwhelm the body easily. So they say that 2 tablespoons, I mentioned earlier in the video that I take 4 of those capsules to equal 1 tablespoon. That Wakame seaweed has iodine in it just like sea moss does. So they also suggest 1 tablespoon of sea moss a day because of the high volume of iodine. So you have to make sure that whatever it is you're taking, you're not double and tripling the amount of whatever it is that you're consuming, because it can have adverse effects if you're taking too much of it. Okay, so here, let's see, where are we? Oh, here. Okay, so this is basically giving you some information and some study information. You can go and do more research on this particular insight as well about this particular seaweed. Okay, as well as this tetrameter. Tetrameter is basically the functions of the T cell immunology. Okay, so the workings of tetramers are to actually give you more information about the T cell function. I got this information because when I heard about this, it also made me think about the goddess Tetrameter. Okay. So again, we can go through the esoteric. We can go through the what do you call it? Metaphysical and things like that to gain insight and knowledge. I've done this for myself, asking particular gods, goddesses, deities, and different things like that, ancestors, to actually help me find what it is that I'm looking for myself in particular, because everyone has their own specific needs. And everything does not work for everyone. So we have to basically create a system that works for us, but taking information and guidance from different things and putting together a puzzle that creates a picture perfect for what it is that we're looking for an outcome in. So you know exactly what to do when it comes to this. I already know. So again, you can go through different avenues to gain insight and knowledge onto specifically what it is that you want, even when it comes to finding the correct individual to help you with your situation, and only pay what it is that you're only wanting to pay, or what you believe you should only be paying. So you can manifest all those different things. You can bring all that into fruition. With you already know how to do that. I don't even need to explain, but this is just my little bit of a rundown as to what I have been doing for the individual in my family and a few other people that I do provide these products that I make to them, whether it's juicing, whether it's creating capsules with different things in them to help whatever it is that they're going through. And they trust me to do that. And like I said, I'm my own guinea pig. So a lot of these things I'm just not going to give to someone. I'm going to try it on myself first before I broadcast it to anyone else. So I wish you best wishes and blessings for now and for all eternity. All right.